In this video, I'm gonna be showing you how to build the entire Nutritionist AI agent that tracks what you eat, exactly counts for your calories, macro elements, and also sticks to your goals that you define. And right away, let me show you how it works. So simply we can provide voice message, let's say image or even text message. However, for now, I would like to provide an image of what I ate. So here we've got a burger, lovely burger, and we can provide a caption. So let's say 200 grams of beef. And now I can send the specific image. And afterwards, let me execute the workflow. So it goes through this specific path. What it does, it analyzes the food. It counts here the calories. It should save for us the data inside Google Sheets along with our goal. So it should get actually the data about our goal and then go ahead to motivational coach that will actually do a lot of stuff. And after it's done, you can see we've got a message with calories, proteins, carbs, fats, and we've got the meal, so the name of it, and actually the message from our motivation coach that does everything for us, okay? And there's the point. We can track everything with this agent. We can send a message, all right, tell me how many calories I have left for today's date, okay? So here, even we've got the goals. So we can provide a specific user or even multiple users. And there I've got maintain 2,700 calories, target deficit. So we've got 700 calories, daily goal. So again, we can use this AI agent to even ask, all right, I tracked all of the food today, so what I ate. And now let me know how much calories I have left to eat. If I can eat, let's say, I don't know, maybe a sandwich with cheese and tuna or so. So it works really as your real AI agent that does everything for you. It even analyzes the food, so it's totally great. Now maybe let's trigger the specific workflow by other way. So maybe I can send a voice message and just ask a simple question, okay? Hello, so actually I'm thinking about eating, to eat a salmon, 200 grams of salmon with 100 grams of rice and let's say 200 grams of vegetables. However, I'm concerned about my daily calories, okay? So let me know if I can do this and give me all of the information. So I can send this specific voice message, execute the workflow once again. And now it goes through the voice message, it transcribes it to actually the text, and at the end it uses our nutrient AI agent to decide for me and just guide me through what we have. Because what it does, it takes our meal history, so it checks how many meals, how many calories, how many carbs, fats, and so on we digested, and then also it takes the goal, so it checks what's my goal, and then it decides. So let's see what we have. You have 1,300 calories left, so you can eat and drink. So you can eat and drink. Hello, so I'm actually thinking about eating. Okay, yeah, so it works. We've got some weird message. However, here you can see it counted for us calories really well, and it's totally nice because right there, let me see. We've got maintain 2,700. However, target deficit is 700. So that's why we've got daily goal, which is 2,000. And the previous meal had 682 calories. So it worked in the proper way. So again, we can track every meal, every day, and then just have our AI agent to answer us any questions or count for us calories, macro elements such as fats, let's say proteins and carbs, within seconds. So with all that being said, definitely watch this video to the end, because not only you will be creating the entire system, you will be learning how to build it. However, after you know how it works, you can make some adjustments. So you can even improve it, make it for your needs, adjust it for your needs, and overall make it better, okay? So you may have a lot of different ideas. Also, a lot of students say that they like to take the templates and then customize them, maybe add some notes, and like you can imagine how many systems you can create from our templates we've got in the course. That's amazing. But for now, let's move on. The trigger is our Telegram. You can use also WhatsApp, other communication platform, and the choice is yours. And now what I can do, I can pick the trigger, which is on message. After I'm here, you can see I've got my credential already connected. So simply right now what I can do, I can go to my chat and send, firstly, let's send an image of some food. So we'll set up this specific path firstly, and afterwards, we'll set up the text and voice path. So firstly, I can send this specific image and execute the step here. And after we do this, you can see we've got our photo and 3 variations. So they only the difference is the size. So we've got the biggest photo, which is with 1280, and the smallest is 90 in width and 16 in height, which is really small. But we can continue, and right away we would like to add a switch. So simply we would like to have 3 paths. The first one is our text. So we can provide, let's add the routing rules. The third one will be our image. So right away I can provide here the value and check if it exists, okay? Because now what we can do, we can provide the text inside the Telegram. So hello, and after I send it, I execute the workflow. You can see it doesn't exist. So this specific variable for the photo. However, now we've got the text variable inside the Telegram. So where do we have it? Here in the message. Okay. So we can just pick this variable and put it right there. So now it exists. So we've got the text. So simply we can just put it as exists. And at the end, we'll have our voice message. So hello, hello, hello. This is a test. Perfect. I can once again execute this workflow. And there is the disclaimer. If you know what are the specific code snippets for each specific, circumstance, you don't need to run it again and again and again. However, mostly, we don't know what are the specific, code snippet for, let's say, Telegram for voice message. That's why we run this automation 3 times. So we pick 3 paths. Actually, we pick 3 variables. But we have our voice, and we can pick file ID. So we've got message, voice, file ID exists. Perfect. That's great. We can execute the step. So it shows our output 1, output 2, output 0. Additionally, let's rename them so we know which path is which one. So we've got firstly the text, voice, and thirdly, we've got an image. Okay. And after we execute it, it looks this way. So again, we've got text, voice, image. And the first thing, what we want to do is to start with the image path. Okay. With the image path, because it's the best to actually insert it and actually set it up at first. Because after we set this path, we upload some image of a food, then we analyze it. Instantly, we save the data inside our Google Sheets data that will be really valuable for the text and voice path, okay? Because in these paths, we'll take the data from our Google Sheets document, if that makes sense. So once again, I know it can be really frustrating because you need to every time here send a message, send an image, text, voice, and so on. However, that's how we just execute. What happens? We have our image probably. Let's execute it once again. Just provide our image here. Okay, that's great. Now it should work. Yeah, so we've got our image. But what I meant, I actually forgot. Maybe I was speaking about, okay. I was speaking about that once you set this automation, then you can use it right away and have it for a long time. And only with them in the setup process, you need to do this stuff. Afterwards, everything is fine. So it can be very overwhelming for you, but it's necessary sometimes. Okay. The next thing, what we want to do is to get our image from Telegram. So we can just simply get a file and now just provide a file ID, which we have from our switch. So simply, where do we have the file ID? Let's take this file ID. So we've got photo 3, file ID. We can execute the step. And afterwards, after we download it, we've got our lovely burger. Perfect. And then we would like to have two paths. The first path will be to actually analyze this image with ChatGPT. So we can pick our OpenAI, analyze image, and right there we can provide a specific prompt. Of course, previously we need to choose the model, so it will be GPT-4o latest. We've got our text input, so the prompt for the model to do. And now, as usual, I've got for you the instructions. And here you can just find the instructions for the specific node. So get food data with AI. And I will explain it in a while, but it's really sophisticated. So I can paste it here, turn it into an expression. I'm sorry. But what we have inside, here you're a professional nutrition analyst. Your goal is to analyze this food photo for each visible item and output a structured JSON with clear calorie and macro estimates. We've got core functionality, so when shown a food image, identify each item and its main components, protein, carb, fat, and so on. Assume a standard reference, so for example, 26 centimeter dinner plate, 250 milliliter cup, and standard fork for scale. Note if it looks like a restaurant prepared dish. If so, assume extra cooking fat or sauce fat up to 1 tablespoon per portion. Estimate portion sizes in grams. Use reference cues in the image. Make assumptions realistic. Prefer common serving sizes. Blah blah blah. We've got all of these instructions. JSON output schema. So what we would like to get, like exactly explained. We've got food analysis guidelines. So start with overview. For each item, fill every field in the schema, give calories, explain assumptions in the assumptions field, and so on and so on. At the end, we've got the trigger actually variable. However, there is the point. Here, we've got the file, all right? We've got a file. In analyze, OpenAI analyze node, we've got the option to put either image, URL, or file, binary file. However, if we do this, so if we pick this option, actually here, we've got the field name, which is data, and so on. Actually, it doesn't work. So we've got an error. So we've got invalid MIME type. Only images types are supported. So unfortunately, we can't do it this way. And for that particular case, we would need to have other specific node that will allow us to take the URL of our image. So upload it somewhere, just store it, and have our URL at the end. So we can add a plus. Actually, click a plus, and then pick our HTTP request. We'll be using platform which is well known for a lot of you if you watch a lot of automations in this class, and this is Cloudinary. I won't be talking a lot about it, but here you have the URL you can use. So we've got the URL. We can go ahead and just provide this URL, post. Then right away what we have, we've got our parameters. So let me show you. We've got send body, parameters, form data. We've got the parameters. The first one parameter is our type. So we've got the n8n binary file. We've got file, data, and the second one will be our preset. So simply we've got file, data. The next one will be our n8n binary file. What we have here? Upload preset probably. Let me check. Yeah, we've got upload preset, and we need to create our preset very quickly. Let me show you how we can do this. Cloudinary. If you go ahead to this website, you just click get started. You've got a lot of free credits, but for now, simply you need to log into your account. After you do this, you should get in the dashboard your cloud name. You just copy it. After, in the URL, inside this specific place, so between the version and image, you need to paste your cloud name. And also when it comes to the preset, you need to go to settings, click on upload, and add upload presets, whatever, like testing, automation. You just click on signed, then you click on save, and now you can copy the name, just provide it here. click execute step, and now we've got an error. So what we have, check that the parameter where you specified the input binary field name is correct, and that it matches a field in the binary input. So probably, let's see, file data, everything is fine, I guess. What's wrong? So of course, accidentally in the parameter type, instead of the n8n binary file, I picked form data. So now let's provide here the data. And here, instead of form data, I picked n8n binary file. So, opposite. And now let me paste it once again. And now it should work. Okay, so it uploaded our specific file. We've got an URL. And then what we can do, we can just provide here the image URL. URL right there, and let's check. And we've got Telegram trigger also. So we've got here JSON message caption. Okay, so actually it's important. We've got a specific variable in case we have our caption when we send our image. So let's say we send our image. Let me show you. And there we can provide a caption. So we just use it as the safety net if we have the caption. So we will be using it in our analyze image node. But for now, if you don't have it, that's fine. So it doesn't bother in the instructions. But let's wait until it analyzes our specific image. After it's done, we have our content in the format we wanted. So here, everything inside one string. However, I forgot about adding the length of the description. So here of the specific content. And it will be like not 300, however, 2000. So when we execute it, actually the content will be much longer, much more comprehensive. So now you can preview it. It's much more complex. And the next step will be to actually separate this specific content into objects and variables. So either we can use code node or just set fields node, as I will be using right now. And here, yeah, we need to have the specific code snippet or even code. For that case, I'm using the edit fields and I will be using the code snippet. Also, remember, you can provide here the JSON. That's your choice. You can do this. But for now, I've got the code snippet. And for this specific code snippet, I have the text. I can make it as an object. And there inside our instructions, I've got the entire code snippet. You should copy and paste for it to work. So let me show you here what we can do once again. Just let's take it and put it here. Okay. So we've got JSON stringify. We parse JSON. So the content we replace, we've got all of these specific comments. So, we replace some things, we trim, and, at the end, we just format it in a nice way. So let me show you how it works. Let's execute the step. So I've got the entire, the object, so text here, our overview, short name. We've got our items. So item here, item 0, item 1, item 2. So it breaks down everything we have inside the burger and it counts everything for us. That's totally awesome. So it's really comprehensive. Great. So this is our first path from get file node. And the second path will be to actually upload this specific file to Google Drive for further tracking. So what do? We download we upload the file. Where do we have upload the file? We've got upload file. We choose our specific folder. Also for now, what I can do, I can specify the file name. And I like to do it by just indicating the date. So simply I can go ahead here and type $now, and now click dot format. And right there we've got a date. However, I would like to also provide actually hour and let's say minutes. So this is the specific date. And now what I can do, I can type PNG or some kind of way. Okay, maybe like this. Okay, that's perfect. This is the great format. Let's pick the folder, and now our folder. So I've got actually foot. I've got the folder foot images. Yes. Let's execute the step. let's wait, and that's perfect. It's uploaded our image. And right away, we would like to also have the set fields node, so I can duplicate it. And now just have the image URL, okay? Image URL. Here we've got a string. Just let's delete it. And I would like to have a web view link. This specific content. Why I use set fields node in that particular case? Simply because I don't want to have all of these variables inside later further steps. Okay, so it will be clearer, much more visible. So we have only one variable which we need. Because we use merge node, then after these two paths to just combine these two paths and now pick all possible combinations. So every pairing of every two items. We just connect these. We just connect these two paths. If you didn't have the merge node, only one of your paths would work, okay, and the other one will be avoided. Because in that case, what it does, it processes with the first path, then it goes to the second path, and also it processes it when you have the merge node. So you every time need to use it whenever you've got two paths, three paths, and any other paths you have, okay? And after it's done, we have here pretty all information we need right there. Okay. The next step will be to save the data inside Google Sheets. So we need to track all of the information and save all of the information inside the document. So let's open the row in sheet. And now choose the sheet, and I've got food data and two specific sheets. So the first one is food data and the second one is goals. Let me show you. So here inside what we have, we've got the name, date, time, food, calories, proteins, carbs, fat, picture. And in the second sheet, we've got the goals. So we may have, let's say, multiple users. I've got the one user, which is only me. However, I can have other users to just track the progress and our food. So let's say maybe someone else is sending the message to your chatbot via Telegram. And then, it saves the data only for this user and it tracks the data only for this user. I mean, it tracks the data for multiple users. However, it distinguishes which user is sending the message at the specific moment and what are the meals for this user, if that makes sense, okay? So it's sophisticated because later what we'll do, we'll just get the information from this file based on the username. Okay. Now let's move on to our workflow. And here we can choose the food data. Also, by the way, remember, you can go ahead to the resources of this material, and you will have the link to this Google Sheets. You can click on File, make a copy, and then use it right away in your workflow. But let's save all of the information. So firstly, we've got our name. So we take it from Telegram. We've got first name. We have the specific date. We can pick now. Additionally, we can format it. So we can provide the dot format and then just choose the specific date. It's pretty straightforward to set it up. Then we have our time. So once again, we can move on to expression. Open here the curly brackets and now type $ now. And here what we can do, we can provide a dot and let's say hour. That's okay. We've got an hour. However, do we have here the minutes? Probably not. Okay, so we don't have the minutes. Let me see if we have here the minutes. Yeah, we've got here the minute. But let's provide other format. So maybe because I would like to have minutes, hour and minutes. So I can go ahead with format. And now probably we've got two H's, colon and minute. Okay, yeah, it works. That's better. That's much better. Great. And the next thing, we want to provide a food. So where do we have it? In edit fields. Maybe even let me rename it. So we've got right there the calories. maybe also macros. And here, what we have? Web link, image link. Okay. So we know which one set node is for which case. Okay. So we have the foot. We use the short name right there. So cheeseburger. Calories. So do we have calories overall? Yeah, we've got total macros. That's also great because we've got items. For each item, we've got specific macros. However, for the entire meal, we've got our macros. So we've got calories. And there, what we can do, we can provide calories. So here, yeah. And we've got multiple methods of showing these calories right here. We can pick the minimum, like the low value of the calories, or even the high value. We can specify, let's say, let me open it. We can specify, let's say it's 755 calories to, where do I have it? To 880 calories this way, or just do some math. So in general, inside our code snippet, type plus. And here, just let's provide the high amount. Okay, so it counted for us with this specific only, the plus the plus sign, and we can do the simple math. Also, additionally, what we can do, we can divide it by 2. So this way we can do this because it will divide this specific number firstly, but we need to take the entire counted number. So in that particular case, let's provide the brackets. And yeah, we've got the estimated value of calories. I mean the calories. So in that case, we've got calories. Then for the proteins, we can do the same stuff. So let's take the proteins here. And now let's just collapse it. Okay, and now let's go ahead with calories. So once again, what we can do, we can do plus, provide the proteins like high value, then take it into the bracket and just divide it by 2. We've got 30, 35. And a similar thing we can do for carbs, fat. So now I will fulfill it. But also we can provide the picture, so image URL. So it's done for now. Let's click execute step. So after I click on execute step, it should work perfectly. So yeah, we've got the data, Christian, date, time, calories, proteins, and so on. That's correct. Perfect. The next thing, so we can name it as safe food data. The next thing, we want to get our goals. So simply here, we've got our, again, Google Sheets. And then we want to read, actually take. So get rows in sheet. Perfect. And now, if you have your specific Google Sheets template, you need to fulfill your goals. So provide ID, name, goal, like the calories, amount, target deficit, daily goal, okay? So you need to provide all of these variables. Also remember, you may have multiple users. So let's say another one is Daniel. His goal is to only, like maybe it's the same goal. We could provide it like calories. You can simply change it really quickly. So let's say his calories are much more, but the deficit is also bigger. So 3,200 minus 900, it's to 300, hopefully. Yeah, perfect. So afterwards, we can move on, pick the document, once again for data, however the sheet goals. And then we add a filter, which is name. We specify the name from trigger. So let's say Christian sends, so I sent a message to my Telegram, then it takes only the data and it bases only the data, my data, mine data. Otherwise, if it's Daniel that sends a message, then it bases on Daniel's data. if that makes sense. So I've got Christian, gain muscles and lose fat, maintain, target deficit, daily goal. Correct. We are very close to end this path, actually to complete this path, because there is the AI agent next. That's pretty important for us because it creates for us a message for this particular case. So we've got motivation coach AI agent and pretty decent and long instructions. So let me guide you through. What do we have? You are a nutrition assistant helping the user track and understand their meals. You are given information about food and your job is to format it like this: calories, proteins, carbs, fat. Meal, so we've got meal name. Then give a maximum of 2 short sentences as coach feedback based on the food and user goal. Here is the food info, not need to repeat it. So yeah, it likes to repeat it. There I've got the merge. And the user goal is, we provide the user goal, daily target, target deficit, and maintain calories we would like to get. Coach feedback rules, so choose one matching block, goal aligned meal, restaurant or fast food meal, unhealthy or very high calorie meal. Okay, so based on the different circumstances, we just act. The bot acts in different ways. Unhealthy food warning flags if relevant. And at the end, we've got the sentence: do not explain or add anything else, just formatted nutrition meal name, max 2 short coach lines, no hashtags, no emojis. That's fine. That's everything. We can execute actually firstly at the A model. So OpenAI, GPT for 4.1 mini, yeah. Run it, and we should get our nicely formatted message. Okay, so calories, proteins, carbs, fat, correct. And at the end, what we want to do is to send Telegram message back. So send a message. Where do I have it? Send a text message. Chat ID from Telegram trigger. So pick chat ID. Text from our agent. And execute step. So we get calories, proteins, carbs, fats, meal, cheeseburger. Fits your goal, but be aware of oils and sauces. Try cooking itself next time. Append, yeah, attribution. So we click here. Append n8n attribution. Disable. Execute step. Even as you can see, it formats really nicely like the calories. It bolds this specific part. So I really love it. That's correct. And that's how, even let me rename it. So it's motivation coach AI agent. Perfect. Motivation. And by this way, we created our first path for an image. So let's do a small recap, very quick recap. So simply whenever we've got an image, we get a file, we get an URL, we analyze this image, we just break it down into nicely formatted JSON. Also, we save this image, get image URL. Then what we do, we save the data inside Google Sheets. We get the user's goals, and then we use our motivation coach AI agent to send for us the information about the meal and give us some insight. That's pretty everything. The next path will be to set up the text path. So simply, firstly, let me go ahead and provide some text. So hello, this is a test, or maybe something else. So actually, I would like to eat a sandwich that, oops, we have here some spelling. Sandwich, I'm sure. Yeah. Actually, I would like to eat a sandwich that is 500 calories. With 500 calories with, I don't know, actually. I will really tell the values that I'm not sure about them, how much calories it is. However, let's say, I don't know, maybe 100 grams of cheese and tuna. I don't know. Like, let's provide the estimated values. Tuna, cottage, and let's say ham. Like seems like really weird sandwich, I guess. but let's move on. Let's execute the workflow. Next, in this text path, we add the set fields node, and I will explain it in a while because right now we need to provide the text here. But right away, let's go ahead and here just send a message. So hello, I would like to eat a sandwich that contains 500 calories with 100 grams of cheese, tuna, ham, and I don't know, cottage cheese, okay? Let's provide a specific message. Then execute the workflow. And for the voice path, we want to just transcribe this voice file. So simply we just firstly get the file. So we pick Telegram, get a file, file ID, where do we have it? File ID here, execute. Then right away we go ahead to transcriber. So OpenAI, transcribe a recording, execute step. Okay, so after we have our text from transcribe a recording node, we would like to use the edit fields node. And now let me explain it. So simply we'll have two different code snippets from text path and from voice path. And based on it, we don't want to get any error and so here I can provide, let's say, like, let me show you. I can provide here only like this specific field. So yeah, so just provide this specific code snippet and name it as, let's say, text. Because if we have not, actually, if it's not followed, like this path is not followed, then we get the text path and the code snippet is different. That's why we need to have some specific code snippet that checks, takes either this code snippet from voice path or voice snippet from text path. I'm sorry for now if it's unclear, but I'm really tired right now. But I hope you know what I mean. I will show you what I have for you. So in this specific path, where I have this code snippet. Okay, let me take it from here, from my automation. I will also put it here. So code snippet. You got here the code. Okay, so we've got this specific code snippet. And what it does, it checks whether we've got a message, so JSON message text or JSON text, and it takes only one of them. Okay, so it works both ways. So if we have again, we actually ask, do we have the JSON message.text or we have JSON.text, and we take only one of these code snippets, if that makes sense, so we don't go in any errors. Perfect. Let's execute the step. So we have the text. So hello, I would like to eat a sandwich that contains 500 calories and so on and so on. What we do next after getting our message either from voice or just text form, what we do, we just, for sure we need to connect it here, but what we do, we go ahead and we take mill history or and our goals. So now I can go ahead here and just take these two, or even let's set it up from scratch. So we've got Google Sheets, and the first actually Google Sheet will be for getting the data from our mill history. So we've got get rows in sheet, and now we pick the specific document, so food data here, and then we add a filter. So we check for the name. We check for the name, which is my name. So Christian. Perfect. We execute the step. So let's wait. Yeah. So we've got two items. We've got here two items because there we've got right there. We've got there two items. That's correct. Another thing, we can rename it as mail history. Another Google Sheets node will be for getting the goals. So we need to stay on track with our goals. So get rows in sheet, food data, goals. And again, we add the filter, which is name. We add the filter, which is name. And from the trigger, we take actually our first name. Perfect. We execute the step. Okay, so we've got our data. Perfect. Goals. Correct. For this path, so for meal history, we have actually, as you can see here when we run it, we may have multiple items. So we need to aggregate this data into one string to actually get information for our AI agent. Later we'll use the actually formula, which is stringify. So we'll just, like take this information as a string. But let's move on. We need to merge right now. Combine all elements, all possible combinations. Okay, we are very close to the end. Great. Then we've got our AI agent that is responsible for nutrition. So nutrient AI agent. Okay, we've got defined below. And for the prompts, again, I've got for you a pretty long prompt. So this specific prompt, and now let's take a look. So you're a helpful nutrition assistant. Your task is to analyze the user's food history from the last 7 days or fewer if less available, and decide whether they can consume the requested food or drink while staying within their calorie goal. User's name, request, today's date, user's goal, daily calories, and as I said, we will use stringify. So what we do, we just say, okay, just turn the aggregate node, actually item, like the object, into a string. So we have this specific string, and we've got follow these steps. So sum total calories consumed over the last 7 days, multiply the daily goal by the number of days to get total allowed calories, subtract, I guess, consumed from allowed to get remained allowed calories, look up the calories per one standard serving of the requested item, formatting rules, if allowed, if not allowed, like a lot of information. You can stop the video. I don't want to get you bored. But what we do, we pick the model, OpenAI, and also what's very important, simple memory. So we say, okay, every time, let's define below, every time, just make sure, what were the previous messages we sent on Telegram. So right here. So by this way, we can get the real conversation with our assistant. Otherwise, it remembers only one message. Actually, it doesn't remember the message or what we had previously. But by using simple memory, we can make it happen. For it, we use actually Telegram trigger, and we need to provide the chat ID. So we've got here the chat ID, and that's great. Let's run it. Okay. So we've got the output. You have 600 calories left, so you can eat, drink, everything here. Hello, I would like, all right. We've got some problem right there. Formatting rules. Do not provide users question in the response. Hopefully it works. Execute. So let's wait. I would like to eat, guys. Okay. What we can do, that the case, system message. Maybe the formatting rules I will take from here and put it right there. Execute step. So after we run this agent, you have 500 calories left, so we can eat, drink. And here our message, so maybe we provide here the food or so. However, we've got our message, hello, I would like to eat a sandwich that contains 500 calories with, great. And the last step for now will be to send our message via Telegram to us. So do it this way. Okay, for sure. Yeah, you have, let's see if that worked. I guess you have 500 calories. So you can eat, drink. So it worked for sure. And by this way, we created the entire project. It was pretty long to set up. However, it's not that easy, It's pretty complex. I spent a lot of time on creating it, on just figuring everything out. So creating automations for sure is not that easy, but if you set up the automations, then you can use them for a long time or even sell them. And from the fact it's not that easy, you can earn a lot of money and save a lot of time and do crazy stuff. So you know it already from this course. But again, it's pretty cool, huh? Let's click on save and now test it out. So I will take, maybe let's go ahead to pixels, take some image. So simply sandwich, maybe sandwich or ramen, I guess. Let's download this image. And let's see, maybe it won't be that accurate, okay? But in general, let's see what if that works, okay? I would like to only test out my automation, if it works properly. So execute workflow and let's preview. Once again, let's send it. Does it work? Okay, it works. Unfortunately, right now we've got 2 items. So yeah, let's refresh the page. And right now, execute the workflow and send my image. So it got a lag for a while. That's why I had 2 items, but now it works. So with HTTP request, analyze image. We should get the data right here, probably. Yeah, so beef noodle soup with proteins, carbs, fat. That's correct. Yeah. Save food data, get rows and sheet. Okay, yeah. So previously we had a lag, some lag right here in this automation. That's why we've got 2 messages. But it works. It works for sure. Maybe let's provide another run of this automation. So maybe let's pick some sandwich. Okay, let's download this one. Great. Let's send it right here and execute it once again. So we should get only 1 message. Data fulfilled here. Okay. Let's wait. By the way, I hope you enjoyed this entire project. I think you can use it for many circumstances. You can customize it. Yeah, even customize it to tell you about the carbs, proteins, fats you need to digest that are left for you. Okay. Beef sandwich. That's your goal, but be aware of hidden fats in the sauces. Try homemade versions to better control ingredients. And right now, yeah, that's correct. I have my data fulfilled. And additionally, okay, maybe let me delete these 3. Let me delete these 3 rows. So I can click on and delete rows. And now I would like maybe to write something in Telegram like this, or even send a voice message. Okay, so I would like to eat the entire pizza in Neapolitan style, with prosciutto, with mozzarella, with a lot of cheese. You know, with how to say that? I don't know. Okay, maybe let's do it once again. Okay, I would like to eat a pizza with cheese, with prosciutto, with olive oil, in Neapolitan style. So yeah, let me know what you think about it based on my data. Okay. Perfect. Let's execute the workflow, and now it should count for us also the calories. So I have for now, I don't know, approximately 1,200 calories. So you have 800 calories left. So you can't eat drink. So you can't eat drink, okay? Because it's above, I guess, 800 calories in that specific case. But I wanted to test it out only. It works once again. Thank you for watching this video. It was pretty long. I hope you enjoyed it. It wasn't that boring for you. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next material. Bye bye.